Good morning, everyone. Eh, After the last night sleep and this pleasant new good morning, we welcome you all to the day 4 of the 24th National Conference of NHRDN, where we are going to explore our last theme of the metamorphosis of human resources. I, Ravindra Chandra, campus leader of Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai, is the host for the day. I now humbly request Raja to take over the session ahead. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ravindra. Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to be here in a conference hosted so efficiently by the Mumbai and Pune chapters. Keeping in mind the rapid changes that we are going through, the conference is aptly titled The 4M Metamorphosis of Human Resources. On the first day, you heard speakers help us understand the nuances of the changes that are happening in the world, the country, and the society, which provides us the context for the human resource profession and the HR professional. This was the first M of the M, the meta element, which focused on the what. The second day focused on changes that have been happening all along the employee life cycle. Um, Speakers emphasized on how employee experience and culture building in a disconnected yet connected world is both an opportunity and a challenge. This was the second M, the mega dimension, which focused on the why. The third day focused on the individual, their challenges on holding their own as HR professionals, managing their well being, getting smarter with the use of technology, and managing the fast paced world of exits and entry of people. This was the third M, me, which focused on the practical world of the how. The above journey comes closest to what we are terming as metamorphosis. The analogy of metamorphosis is how a caterpillar transforms itself into a beautiful butterfly. This metamorphosis, you will agree, cannot happen if there is no beginning. Thus was born the fourth day on the lines of the popular phrase, Dil mange more, which means the heart desires more. So today we will focus on the fourth M, more. The focus is on who? The potential butterflies of tomorrow, the young leaders. The stage of all change starts at the inception, the beginning. In most of us, it happens at the stage of a student life for the first 1 or 2 years of our career as the leaders of tomorrow. This more day has been co created along with young leaders, and this day is also relevant to everyone who have a quest for continuous learning. I commend NHRDN for curating such a day for the young student leaders for the very first time as part of a national conference and look forward to a day of more learning. Who else to start the proceedings today than the founder president of National HRD Network, one of the pioneers of HRD movement in India, an HR guru to many of us, currently chairman TVRLS, former professor IIM Ahmedabad and XLRI, Ravi Mathai Fellow, and Asia Pacific Professional of the Year 2019. I welcome Dr. T.V. Rao to share his thoughts on HR yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and what the future holds for young leaders. Welcome, Dr. Rao, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Raja. This is so wonderful and so nice of you to have thought of giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts. I've been sharing these thoughts for the last several years, and I think the topic you have given me is very, very interesting, and I'm so happy to address the future leaders of the country, not only HR but also those who may not take HR as a profession. But I want to start by saying no one can live without HR, whether you are a HR professional or not a professional. Every human being is his or her own HR manager, and that is what the pandemic has demonstrated to us. So, the future of HR is going to be bright in terms of all those who are HR professionals to constantly come up with theories, what works, what doesn't work, use technology, and make lots of things available for people to live their lives happily. And for people, I think to me, HR is life. For people, I think to discover their own talent. We have always believed in HR, and that is one of the reasons why we started the National HRD Network, that the workplace is a great place to discover your talent. I think nothing more than this conference itself and what has happened in the last 2 years have brought out a lot and lot of hidden talent about people. I mean, you go to any webinar, you see many unknown faces coming and talking a lot of sensible things, and that is how the leadership talent has come up. I think the future is going to be very bright for those who have chosen HR, and for those who have not chosen HR as a profession, I would want to say that you cannot escape HR, because HR means human resources development, drawing from within. In fact, when we started the first HRD department in 74, our objective was building competencies, commitment and culture. And even today we are talking of employee engagement, happiness at work and things of that kind. We have used probably different terms. I think if I look back the last from 74 to now about 45, 46, 47 years, I think many things have happened, many good things have happened, and some things that have not so good up to pre-pandemic have happened, because when we started HRD, it was a separate department and not out of the personnel. But by about 1984-85, we discovered that personnel renamed itself as HR and development dropped and became department. And that is the reason why we started a Center for HRD at XLRI, to say that look, HRD has a philosophy, HRD has a way of looking at things. HRD therefore is a transformational kind of a role that plays. And not satisfied with what an academic institute can do, we started the National HRD Network, a professional body. If you read the memorandum of the professional body, it starts by saying humanizing the workplace. Now, I would say the big difference that has made is humanizing life. If I think today we talk of HR as life and so on. Post liberalization, and in the last, if you look at pre-pandemic period, we were still struggling. After HRD became Human Resource Department, over a period of time, our stress for competition was so high, survival is so high, the human got dropped and only resources remained. And that was the biggest criticism that happened up to the year 2018, 2019. And pandemic has thrown all these assumptions out, and then they said all people are equal. There is a phenomenal amount of potential. I think people can change. In fact, day before yesterday, I was listening to a very interesting session by Josh, where he said the future of career is going to be skills. Skill is the new career. So that means you can keep on changing your career by acquiring new skills and new skills. And this is what the HRD is all about. I am so happy to say that what I have seen in the last 3 days of this conference, and I am sure today also it will follow the same kind of a thing, is a great representation of HR's future. You have CEOs acknowledging HR, not only acknowledging HR, some of them saying that look, whatever I have done is because of my HR orientation or some good CHROs I had. It's a wonderful kind of a thing. About 5 years ago, I wrote an article which said that HR has a totally new role, and HR is the new guide for CEOs. In other words, CEOs have no time to think of people, or they have less time to think of people. They have more time to manage governments, manage the world, manage the environment, manage strategies and things of that kind. Under such kind of conditions, if you don't care for people, you can never achieve anything. So therefore, I started saying it is the HR person who even goes to the marketplace, understands and creates new customers, creates new clients and so on. Pandemic has shown HR's new job is going to be certainly complicated and exciting, because HR is not anymore an employee champion. It is also an employer champion, because if you don't champion the employer, there will be no livelihood made available for people. And it doesn't stop there. HR also becomes a change agent for the boards. I think you need to be a board champion, you're a customer champion, and on the top of all this, pandemic has demonstrated you are also the society champion, because you can't expect your workmen to live in an atmosphere where the society is filled with pandemic and then they are able to come to office or work from home. Whatever you have to do, I think you will have to be concerned. So HR has become a professional manager of multiple stakeholders, and that is the future. The choice is decide your skill, whatever skill you want. You can focus on the boards, you can focus on the customers, you can focus on the employees, you can focus on employers, you can focus on all of them. If you want to focus on all of them, it becomes complicated. But I think the most important thing as a starting point is to focus on yourself. I think this is a big message I like to give for all of you. Besides, I think those who are entering into HR profession, we are going to have great times ahead. HR is at the center stage. In fact, I have compared HR almost like God. I said, if you look at last 2 years, even the Prime Minister of our country went on taking a HR role by educating people, wear masks and talking about so many other things. If you look at, I think, his March 2020 talks and then 2021, that shows a CEO is the first HR manager. Most important thing that we have understood. And not only that, if you look at the medical profession, all specialists have dropped their special identity. All hospitals stopped doing whatever specialty work they were doing. They were doing educating work. They were focusing single-mindedly on the pandemic. You can see heart surgeons talking about the COVID-19, how to prevent it, how to take care of yourself. That's a generalist role that they started doing. Of course, hopefully we are going to get back soon. So that is the kind of a role HR has to constant education, constant learning, constant development of all sections of people. But if you choose by chance not to be a part of the HR profession, if you choose HR profession, you are more than a medical worker. You take care of the lives of people and you also take care of the livelihoods by becoming champion of multiple kind of stakeholders. But for some reason you chose not to be in HR as a profession, don't worry, you cannot escape your life. You want to get the best out of your life, you have got to look at your own HR. I now say every human being is his or her own HR manager. You have to discover your inner potential, bring it out, share with other people and talk about it and multiply it. Now, human capital is one which keeps on multiplying the more you use. Nowadays, friends, you keep hearing many names. In place of human resources, some people call it human capital. I have seen others calling it human response development. Some others say human resilience development. Some other people say human is not a resource, human is a possibility. What a wonderful way of commenting on the tremendous potential of people. So whatever name you use, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, it is going to come to the point of constant discovery with a belief that human beings are born with unlimited potential. In our lifetime, we have to be constantly learning, searching and making a difference in the lives of people. So friends, I think you as HR leaders, we will have a wonderful future if you happen to choose HR profession to make a difference in the lives of people. I want to wish you all the best. I think this conference, the great thing about this conference is I am sure you can keep listening to various speakers, and when you listen to them, you get a great understanding of the HR coming to the center stage. In fact, I want to conclude by saying HR is life. You cannot live a full life without being your own HR manager and without paying respects to those who are researching, disseminating HR by taking up HR as a profession. All the best. Have great times. Have fun.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. TV Rao, for this insightful and wise suggestion and wonderful talk this morning. Okay, and I think that audience is enriched with your great wisdom, and always you give the practical insights to all of us. Right now, team, let's move to our next panel discussion, which is Aram, journey from campus to corporate, which is starting in a minute. Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Rao, for being with us, and always getting your blessings is always all important for all of us. Thank you so much.
Evergreen TV.
Perfectly.